Hello, students, staying near or far. Good evening. You're the senior level students, MBA final. I'm also a student, mind one thing, but I'm a little bit senior than you. However, today we're interested to discuss about the compensation management. The chapter is concerned to pay delivery administration, budget cycle. This is very technical and important thing. I like to discuss. This is very critical and problematic thing. Multi-parameters, multivariate components are there in this connection comprised with. This is not only concerned to financial affairs but side by side service rule, socio-political system, concerned to the competitive market, and relevant multivariate affairs, legal perspectives, currency, etc. So many things. This administration concerned and connected to dealing the procedural affairs for confirming a certain salary package, different stages of confirming or settling up salary and wages of the organization. This is for that reason we're now going to discuss about budget. George R. Terry, as far as opinion, the prominent author, prominent academician, and a concerned personality concerned to management and administrative affairs. As per George Terry, budget is an estimate of future needs arranged according to an orderly basis covering some or all the activities of an enterprise for a definite period of time. Fine. In this connection, LSP says budget is a plan of operations integrated and coordinated, comprising all phases of business activities and summarized to show the financial results of carrying out of the plan. Very fine. And I'd like to cite two other definitions or the comments, that is of prominent author C.T. Holmgren. Budget is a quantitative expression of plan. Budget is also plan. Quantitative expression of plan of action and aid to coordination and implementation. When plan is chalked out, then there is a question of coordination and implementation. And Institute of Cost and Works Accountants of England and Wales. Budget is a financial or quantitative statement prepared prior to a defined period of time of the policy to be pursued during the period for the purpose of attaining of a given object. So fine, all these things as per the opinion and comments from the different prominent scholars, authors in their books. They opined about budget. So budget is actually a plan. It's a financial plan. This financial plan is chalked out earlier, and the way also defined there how to implement the plan. So, as per budget, all the activities of the organizations are controlled, monitored, and accordingly feedback is developed. And when there is any deviation is found, then as per the budget, deviation is broader in nature, then rectification measures are to be taken. Anyway, some steps of budget, in preparing a budget, are here as follows. Object and principles. And first, the administration needs to confirm or finalize what is the actual object or principles of confirming and ensuring the salary and wages packages of an organization. Side by side, some other the financial benefits and allowances are also needed to be confirmed here. Accordingly, the first step is to setting up objective and principles. So, basing upon the principle, the budget is to be developed. And the next point is the preparation of forecasting. Forecasting, yes, forecasting. A future thinking. Side effect, reaction, situational estimation. All these things are concerned and connected to budget. So, what we need a very smart forecasting. That forecasting basing upon the right assessment, right thinking, and that thinking developed as per the brainstorming of the concerned skilled and efficient persons, those who have the long experience for developing or chalking out a plan, and accordingly budget is to be determined. Because budget is very much concerned to the financial issues, procurement of fund, cost of acquiring fund, sources of fund, all these things. So here a skilled and efficient forecasting is needed highly. The preparation of draft budget, yes. So many stages are there. Preparation of draft budget, yeah. First time, the administration needs to chalk out or identify the heads, multiple heads are there. Yeah. Basing upon those heads, administration needs to determine what is the actual cost needed for a certain head. Heads, when they are heads, they are also subheads. And heads, subheads, and all these things, they are to determine and to select and to assume what is the actual amount is to be needed for all subheads and then heads, and finally for the department or the organization itself also. There is a question of also acquiring fund, the cost of acquiring funds, sources of funds, etc. So, basing upon all these things, they have to develop a draft budget. Their financial distribution will be very clearly mentioned. For the actual amount needed for a certain subhead, then for the head, and ultimately for the whole organization. So there will be a budget committee, and also for the cost for the budget committee, preparing the budget and expenditure also needs to be confirmed and ensured. Those who are preparing budget, developing budget, for the budget committee. Then approval of revised draft budget. When this draft budget is developed and prepared, then the concerned committee needs to follow pinpoint basis each and every segments, each and every subunit, the unit, then as a whole, complete budget. They will have to pinpoint basis analyze, have to find out any deviation or lawful. All the things this chalking out and observing the right preparation of the budget as per the policy and objectives of the organization. They need to initially approve the budget. After the initial approval of the budget, then there is a question of final approval of the budget. Before the final approval, merits, demerits, right, wrong, all these things, they need to identify, they need to, if any deviation there, then the rectification and further solutions after. The final budget will be prepared. And this final budget committee then will submit to the chief executive of the organization, including all directives, including all lawfuls, including all solutions and rectification measures which are taken by the committee. As a report, they have to submit to the chief executive of the organization. Then there is a question of approval and issuance of the final budget. Then observing all these things and getting the budget from the budget committee for the concerned persons responsible for preparing and developing the budget. The chief executive will also observe it and he will justify the comments, associate the board connected or in connection with the budget, and he will make it prepared for submitting it to the board of directors meeting for the final approval in the board meeting. Understand, your students, you need to think accordingly also in your personal life. Wherever you are doing something, when there is a question of cost, expenditure or for the investment, you should have to proceed step by step. Step by step, okay, the board of directors in the board meeting as placed by the chief executive of the organization, say for the managing director of the organization, as he is submitting the budget to the board meeting. And this meeting is very sensitive in nature, very technical, crucial, and legal matters and activities are concerned here for taking the right and authentic decision. Board members, as they are experienced, they have skill and efficiency in the concerned line. Starting the budget, though earlier before the meeting this budget is also sent to the each and every directors of the company, chairman of the company, and they had to go through the budget as they got it earlier in detail. So they also find any lawful discrepancies or deviation. When the meeting is started, then they may raise this question. And as per the thorough discussion in the meeting, many proposals may come from the different other directors of the board, and the best one will be selected. So, if there is a question of further rectification, and after the rectification, board will approve and issues the final budget. Okay. Then budget is passed, declared, observed, rectified by the board. But even then there is a problem. What is the problem? Problem is concerned to reality. Budget declares for a certain amount of money for a certain developmental effort. But when the job started, then suddenly currency devaluated, and if the concerned issue is import based, then a huge amount of money in addition need to pay for procuring that product, automation or RM. So, in the same point, that organization can keep itself confirmed, because for the changing currency, value and world market, that's the thing. So, though budget declared, say for the $1 million, but currency is devaluated in the local market, say for 1% or 2%. So 2% to match this money it would take a huge several lakhs in addition, taka, to meet the $1 million, because there is a question of opening LC. For the payment of LC value, if the currency is devaluated 5%, then more 5% taka we need to pay for procuring that material, that automation, technology or RM. And this is the thing, and this is the real trouble. So this way, also salary may increase of the workforce and employees, and some other facilities can be developed, provided. In that point, total budget will be under trouble. And so there's, in this point, earlier, there may have a provision or comment in terms of discrepancies or the deviation when there is a question of application. This may vary. But what should be the range? That range may be from 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%. Within this limit, then the management or administration can tackle the situation. But if it's above 5%, 3%, 4%, 5%, then there may occur a question, and that should be sent to the board meeting. So, students, this is 6:10 evening. Budget is a technical issue, very sensitive issue. We are discussing, and comparative analysis comparison and preparation. All these things are actually largely depends upon the multivariate components and situations. So many things happen. Third world countries or the countries like Bangladesh, very uncertain in nature. And to cover up this uncertainty too, this may because of the natural havoc, calamities, political unrest, indecent. A hopeless situation is prevailing in Bangladesh. Not only Bangladesh, but world community facing this problem. So if world community faces certain problem, people can't go outside the house, there is a lockdown. Again, it started in so many countries, say for the Scandinavian countries, Canada, some Asian countries, though Bangladesh opened it, but it may again raise. So anyway, even under all these constraints and situations, we have to fight, have to sustain for the longer version. And you need to mentally be prepared enough for better sustaining an upcoming future. So comparison is must. If the deviation is very huge in size, then this may be even to reject it. Or to take the positive measures to solve these problems. Dear students, winter is starting. Pandemic situation is threatening the stage, but you need not to be worried. It's nothing for the young chaps and generations. But remember one thing, you should keep yourself inside your house. When you are going outside, then you are bringing germs of corona, and that may or may not affect your family members. You should be concerned about not only for your body and health, also for the family members. Understand? So thank you very much. I wish you all success and onward achievements. God bless you.